All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Mardi Gras. It is Fat Tuesday, or Weight Challenge Tuesday, or Moderately Obese Tuesday, or however you want to put it out there. We are going early tonight. My nephew has senior night for Coronado basketball, so we got to get into town. So we're going to go early tonight. We're going to talk about Texas Tech basketball scorching Kansas. We're going to talk about the two best quarterbacks all time, state of Texas. Who is that? Who falls into that category for you? And if you get in late, that's fine. We understand. If we're going early, we get it. We understand. You can watch the replay and you can comment there as well. Now, what are we going to do right now? We're going to let you guys get in. We're going to let you get into the Arctic Air studios. If your air is not Arctic during the summer, you call the Bear. If your air is too Arctic during the winter, you call the Bear. Locally owned and operated, veteran owned and operated. Call Shane. He'll get you taken care of. Now tonight, if you're going out, 5:30, whatever, and going out looking for a little, Mardi Gras fun, you knew where to go. 98th and Slide. Yeah, Getter's Bayou. Hot Cajun food, cold drinks, beads a flowing. All you need to do is go to Getter's Bayou tonight, and you will have your full Mardi Gras experience. See, I'm even wearing the purple shirt tonight for Mardi Gras. All right, so let's get it going tonight in three, in two, in one. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you are. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day every day there with our columns, with our questions, everything else you fire away, including the Raiderland hot links, which is really cool. We love what we're doing with the hot links right now. We find stuff during the day we like. We put it out there. You guys can do the same thing. So check that out. Now, if you are on Twitter or X, if you're on YouTube right now, you can fire away on our comments section brought to you by United Supermarkets. And, they probably got some like king cake and stuff like that ready to go for you tonight. But you can get your comments on that. So tonight, let's talk about 79-50. Let's talk about 79-50 Texas Tech beating Kansas last night. The beatdown was epic. The win was fantastic. The environment was everything that you wanted to be at United Supermarkets Arena. But what does it mean going forward for this team? Well, it means a lot. You are sitting right now as we go to hoopshd.com. You are sitting right now at 26 on the hoopshd.com number. That's really good. That's a lot farther than where Texas Tech has been. You would think you'd get a bigger bump, but you know what? Kansas has been playing with fire lately. They've been winning games close, not doing all that great on the road. So you don't get the huge bump you might think you would get out of beating Kansas on the pure RPI number. But all you need to know right now are the teams ahead of you to 16 to getting a protected seed. That's what you want. So who are the teams living in your neighborhood now that you get this win? And it's a huge win. Oh wait, Williams, what are you doing, man? 12 of 12. Are we kidding? That's stupid. That's crazy. That is Trey Young. Anyways. So who are the teams ahead of you in your neighborhood right now that you need to pay attention to if you're a Tech fan that you want to move past to try to get a 4 seed? Who are those teams? Well, here they are. St. Mary's out of the West Coast. Kentucky, you may have heard of them before. Utah State, Oklahoma, yeah, riding a great RPI right now because of the conference they play in. San Diego State, or San Diego, I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. Clemson, BYU, Dayton, Creighton, Illinois, Wisconsin, Duke. Those are the teams that right now you need to pay attention to because those are the ones you got to pass to move up. And there's still plenty of time, but to move up into a top 4 seed. Last night, huge, helped. Absolutely, 100%. But those are the teams you've got to move past right now. And how do you do it? You win Big 12 games. You go forward. You can tell us tonight the things that impressed you the most, what you liked about that. The question we have for you tonight, before we head out and watch a little high school basketball, the two best, the two greatest quarterbacks all time NFL from the great state of Texas. Now, I'm old enough to remember having debates with Don Williams on the Williams and Hyatt show in the late 2000s, 08, 09, right in through there, 10, about whether is Drew Brees a Hall of Famer. You go back then, and the list of great quarterbacks in the NFL from the state of Texas, it was pretty, maybe it wasn't very good. There weren't very many. Now you've had more go into the league over the last 20 years. So it begins and ends right now, number one, with Patrick Mahomes. Who's number two? If we go Patrick Mahomes as the greatest quarterback from the great state of Texas, history of NFL, that includes Sam Baugh. He's moved past him. That includes Bobby Lane. He's moved past Bobby Lane. Hell, even Tommy Kramer out of the great school of Rice. Who's number two? It's Mahomes and who else as the greatest quarterbacks from the state of Texas? Hi there, Chuck. Hi there, Michael. Hi there, Michelle. Glad you're watching. Is it Drew Brees? Is it Bobby Lane? Is it Matthew Stafford with a Super Bowl now? Do we go all the way back to Y.A. Tittle or Sammy Baugh? I don't know. Joe Ferguson was from Alvin, hometown. Joe Ferguson. You see, Joe Ferguson was a really good quarterback who went to Arkansas and then played for the Bills. Yeah. Who's number two? Don Meredith? Don Meredith never won an NFL title. Great Dallas Cowboy quarterback. Maybe my favorite Cowboys quarterback of all time for different reasons. Turn out the lights, the party's over. So who's two? If it's Mahomes, number one, the greatest quarterback, because if we're having the conversation now, GOAT, all time, NFL best, he's automatically the best quarterback out of the state of Texas. Who is number two? You tell me. Has Westlake produced more NFL quarterbacks than any other school? No, and I saw this stat like a year ago. And it's somewhere out of Pennsylvania or Cincinnati. It's not Westlake, but it's somewhere out of there. Talking about, obviously, Drew Brees and who else? Baker Mayfield? Was Mayfield? No, not Mayfield. But anyways, can we put parameters on the quarterback conversation? No! High school quarterback from Texas. College career from Texas, NFL. I'm saying guys that went to school in the great state of Texas, high school on up. That's what I'm saying tonight, Jared. Now, you can put parameters on it all you want. They played college ball or anything else. I'm saying from the state of Texas. That was the conversation me and Don had back in 08, 09. And it was painfully obviously back then that the state of Texas was not generating great NFL quarterbacks. Foles, he was, forget about Foles. So, not a great quarterback from the state of Texas, however. Big Foles. Y.A. Tittle. Come on now. Give me some Y.A. Tittle love, the bald eagle. So it's Mahomes by far and away now. He's eclipsed everybody. Who's two? Who's the second best quarterback? Born and bred, raised in the state of Texas. You tell me. We can talk again tonight if you want to. 79-50 over Kansas. The best thing that does is put you in a great position to get a chance to get up to a 4 seed. The next thing it does is you protect home floor. Graham Harrell, number two. No, Graham Harrell, not number two. Graham Harrell, not in the conversation of greatest quarterbacks from the state of Texas. We're talking NFL. I'm talking overall. Did Foles win a Super Bowl? Yeah, doesn't matter. Drew Brees, better than Foles. Absolutely. Graham Harrell was a fine college quarterback. He couldn't take a snap from under center in the NFL. Had no career. So we're talking about greatest NFL quarterbacks all time, state of Texas. Perhaps Jared missed that. So Graham Harrell not number two. Graham Harrell's not even the second best quarterback to come out of Texas Tech. If we want to have that conversation, would Colt McCoy or Matthew Stafford fit the bill? Not Colt McCoy, maybe Stafford, maybe Stafford. But I've got a hard time ranking Stafford above, hell, Bobby Lane. They have the same number of titles. You know, probably can't do that. And I'm a big fan of Stafford. I like Stafford. What the hell's going on out there? One of my cats is being straight up murdered outside my office door right now. Good God. Yeah, not Colt McCoy. Greatest NFL quarterbacks all time from the state of Texas. Mahomes is number one now. He may be the greatest quarterback in NFL history right now. For those people who are unafraid to have the conversation where we take it outside the context of Super Bowls won, these are the same people that I guess would tell you that Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, not good quarterbacks. You know, they're not as good as Trent Dilfer because they don't have one. So out of the state of Texas, who is it? Let's go back to Texas Tech basketball last night, beating Kansas. My goodness. Let's go back to the box score, shall we? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 12 of 12, 4 of 4, 2 of 2, 11 rebounds in 37 minutes. Darian Williams doesn't miss a shot. This goes down one of the greatest games ever played by a Texas Tech basketball player against a great opponent on a big night. Really? That's what we're doing? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Unbelievable. TJ is watching. If he never does anything else in a Red Raider uniform, and he will do things. This night needs to be remembered. You don't do that. You know, you don't go 12 you might go 6 of 6, 7 of 7. You don't go 12 of freaking 12. Like Coach Self's smirk when he decided to say the hot button word to get tough. He says he didn't say it, Jared. He says he didn't say the magic word. And he's not one to whine and complain about officials, according to Bill Self. No. You did not hear the post-game comments. He just, But the whole Big 12 has been officiated poorly this year, according to Bill Self. But he didn't cry and whine to opposing coaches and talk about it like that. That's not his nature. No, he got ejected last night, and his hair was allowed to coach the rest of the game. That's all you need to know. Kansas didn't play that well without McCullough, but Tech was on fire. Yeah. I don't think McCullough makes up 79 to 50. I was surprised he didn't give it a go. We'll see what happens with that going forward. What is the Kansas version of horns down? Don't know, don't care. I guess it would be cutting the wheat, not waving the wheat. But if you had a scythe, like you're working on a drag line on the road or something, it's cutting the wheat would be the, that's really an awkward motion, to come through, but it would be cutting the wheat would be the version of horns down for Kansas. They wave the wheat, and then they get really weird. It's almost like a BYU experience, really, quite frankly, without the ice cream. You've won 2 big games, and I'm going to say this was a big game, and Kansas was a big game because you were on a 3-game losing streak, and Pop Isaacs has absolutely sucked during those games. I can't give you the magic words PC version. You know what they are. Isaacs last night, 1 of 9, 1 of 6, 34 minutes. He made one freaking basket more than I did. I didn't play. I was in my office. I was in my living room. He made one more than I did. You still won. Uh, Toussaint still is in an absolute horrible funk right now, and not the good funk. Not bringing in the funk. Not that kind of funk. And you win again. 2-9. What was he? 2-9? Yeah. That's pretty good to win those games. How about a fan tournament? Says Jared. Best horns down gestures of the other Big 12 schools. It gets weird after that. Guns up in the house. Hi there, Ryan. Good to see you, man. And we miss you on the text line on the radio show. And I know you miss us on the radio show. But you got us right here early tonight, going early, few more minutes. Not going to go too long. You can get your comments in United Supermarkets. If you haven't done your Mardi Gras shopping, you ought to go out tonight. You can do that. But get your comments on Twitter, X, and on YouTube if you want to do that. Goodness gracious. Last night, you got to have people coming in doing stuff, and you had people coming in doing stuff. But you got to have a special night. Washington, a lot of people have been asking about Washington and I heard a pop and it went back in. We'll see. I don't think there's anything major to worry about. Will there be Tech baseball talk tomorrow? Yes. Here's the schedule for Diamond Talk this weekend. It's a late game Friday, and it will go later than 7:30. They always go later, so that's going to be late. Saturday, no Diamond Talk. Sunday will be on time. So Sunday evening, we'll have the first Diamond Talk of the year, Jared. Looking after that, is that Oregon? Yeah, it's Tennessee. It's Nebraska and then Oregon, I believe, the order of finish. So Sunday evening, we'll have the first Diamond Talk of the year. We'll have some baseball talk tomorrow, but I mean, I'm like Tim Tadlock right now. Let's go. And this is what I love about Tadlock. He does not put preseason labels on anybody other than somebody's got to start here, somebody's got to do this. But he doesn't just slot people in and say, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. I've made up my mind. This is the way it's going to be all year long, and you're going to fit into this round peg if you're a square. No, he figures it out. Now, football guy freaks out. Football guy freaks out because Tim Tadlock develops a baseball team. Football guy can't handle the fact that Tim Tadlock doesn't give a shit how good you are in February or March. He cares how good you are in April, May, and in June. Can't wait. Tech baseball going 3-2, 4-1, Arlington. Huge start. Well, yeah, you got 3 that you're going to do. So that would be amazing if they could do that. Yeah, we'll take the first 3 games, go from there, and then you go to UTA. What is that? UTA after that? So we'll see what happens. By the way, Frank Anderson. Anybody remember Frank Anderson? Hey, Frank Anderson is the pitching coach for Tennessee. Hopefully he'll be nice and behave and do, well and not do anything to Tech this weekend. Wish I was there. Would love to be there. But yes, much Tech baseball. And then Sunday night, the first round ball. Diamond Talk brought to you by Thacker Jewelry. 2 midweek games against Oregon State, UTA. Yeah. Gotta love the early season schedule. Hillary's watching. A few more minutes before we get out of here. What else last night statistically? And it was kind of interesting. They outshot you on free throws percentage wise. Now you attempted nearly as many as they made. They made 17. You attempted 15. That's the way it ought to be at home. But the biggest thing to take away from this thing to me is you won with a couple of your guys that you really count on not doing that great. You know, Joe Thacker is the man for all your fine jewelry and custom. Go see Joe. Absolutely. Custom, cool. Watches, dudes. You want watches? Citizen watches. If you're a watch hound, that's where you go. Guys, tell your wife, I really want a cool watch. Go to Thacker Jewelry. All right. Before we get out of here, last chance. What do you got for me tonight? Beyond Mahomes, everybody who's on right now, the next best quarterback from the state of Texas, Lone Star State, NFL all time. I mean, I'm not afraid to say, and it's easy to go with a Breeze or a Stafford. I'm not afraid to say Bobby Lane. I ain't. I mean, all the other guys, they haven't won any more titles than he has with the Detroit Lions. You know, I'm not afraid to do it. Drew Brees, yeah, Hillary going with Drew Brees, yeah, he got one. I cracked the mic early. I had to. We got a senior night for my nephew tonight. Got to go in town. Coronado Mustangs, rocking it out tonight. Got to go in town early. That's why we're here early tonight. Stafford, says Allen. Okay, really? Okay, Matthew Stafford better than Sam Baugh, better than Bobby Lane. I'm going stats here. Wade Wilson, Ty Detmer. Detmer, no. Detmer doesn't even register. Wade Wilson, no. I would go Tommy Kramer over Waste Wilson. Where the hell was Wade Wilson from in Texas? Is he from Texas? I didn't think he was. Maybe he is. I don't know. No, Tommy Kramer out of Rice, for sure. Active players go Stafford. Okay. I'm saying all time. It says all time on there, doesn't it? Doesn't it say all time? Maybe it doesn't say all time. It should say all time. Stick with the program, Alan. What's your problem? Do you need help? We can get you help. Freaking can't stick the program. But the fact that we're having this discussion goes all the way back to that day. We were at the Overton, I think. Wade Wilson from Commerce. Well, good for him. He's still not as good as Tommy Kramer. Me and Don Williams, debating whether Drew Brees, and this is, after the Super Bowl, whether he was the greatest quarterback from the state of Texas all time or not. Keep so much. That's funny. And here we are. All these years later, that tells you that for a long time, Texas did not provide the NFL with great quarterbacks. Great college quarterbacks, yes. From the bone to the eye to everything. But great NFL quarterbacks, no. What changed? 7-on-7 passing and Mike Leach. Make no mistake about it. The impact of Mike Leach on Texas high school football in the early 2000s, since then, 25 years later, and coaches throwing the ball and the 7-on-7, the liberalized workouts. God, I would have loved 7-on. I would have been a god, a passing golden god in 7-on-7 in 1984, 1985. But no, I had to play football. I had to run the option. I had to do stuff. But if all I had to do was stand back, take a snap, shotgun, look around, fire it, would have been good. All-time Sammy Bond, number 2, I think. But he's still a better actor, much better actor than Patrick Mahomes, until Mahomes can act better than that. 100% agree with this assessment and the Mike Leach influence. Yeah. I mean, it's factual, it's true. And we didn't realize it was going on. I didn't realize it until about '05, maybe in through there. And when Butch Anderson at Coronado changed and went to a spread offense, I'm like, it's all over. We're done. Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. Yeah. What's he won, though? I mean, he's had a nice pro career. He got no skins on the wall. No, not even in my top 5. He's not better than Don Meredith. So we put him behind Don Meredith right there. I got Don Meredith 8 on my list, behind even Joe freaking Ferguson, I think. So that's the way it goes. All right, we got to say goodbye first off to the folks on Twitter and on YouTube. We got to end the stream. In the stream, yes.